Hey guys, we are in Adam's new man cave that he's been assembling over the last year or so in his basement. Just do a quick pan around. Mike and I are going to be playing a game of Gates of Antares, 1,250 points, and Adam and Will over here are playing a game of Infinity. You'll see that bat rep after this one. We've got our X&N table set up. Just shove two tables together, put a nice piece of white felt down for some snow, and threw the terrain on. Mike actually has a custom scenario he put together for one of the Gates of Antares projects on Facebook. It's called To the Sound of the Guns. We'll go over that in some detail in a little while. Let's take a look at our armies and come back to the table after that. All right, at 1,250 points, I've got a couple of things that you haven't seen on the channel yet. First, we'll start with my core of my list. I've got 3 squads of my Pharaoh Magris. There are 6 guys in the squad with the leader. Leaders all have mag guns, and then there's a Micro X launcher in each squad as well. They all have somagraphs, so they can get their command up to 10 permanently. I love that part. Then I can get my drugged up crazy dudes ready to go. I've got a squad of 7 Vardinari, all with plasma carbines and a hyperlight booster drone, just to give them the +1 res. A squad of 3 Sky Raider jet bikes, 2 maglite supports, and the leader is actually a leader 2 upgrade with the plasma lance. I've noticed that I end up having to stack a lot of hits on these guys. That's one of the best way to take them out. So giving him leader 2 allows me to put extra dice on him and get the rerolls on that. I have a X launcher support weapon with the crew back there. I have a combat drone with a plasma cannon and plasma light support, targeter drone, and a batter drone as well, so I get to use the fun batter drone template. And then my newest toy, the New Who Meld. This is 300 plus points worth of models. These guys are going to be beastly. Got a lot of nice drone upgrades. There's 2 nano drones and 2 shield drones just to keep them protected. Really want to see if these guys are going to be worth their points. They're tough, hard to take out, and they can hit like a ton of bricks too. I had 5 points left, so I grabbed the well-prepared card as well, which allows me to add +1 to a single reroll once a game. So it's kind of keeping them alive a little longer, I think. That's it. That's my 1,250 points. Not a whole lot because that's almost 700 points worth of models right there.
I don't know how it would be in a tournament.
All right, so here you see the Algoryn force. And first I have an assault command squad leading. The models are just a regular command squad, but I like assault squad, so that's what they are. An infiltration squad with a camo drone. An AI squad with mag guns, obviously, and Micro X launcher. An assault squad. Both of these have spotter drones. An infiltration squad without any drones. I had to fill out some points. An X launcher team. A mag mortar team, and my new hotness, an Avenger skimmer with a batter drone and a spotter drone. This guy also has a batter drone and a spotter drone. And then I have the option card Get Up. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, so you can see our scenario here. It's called To the Sound of the Guns. Many factions have deployed to X&N to take as much ground as they can in the ongoing war. Reinforcements have landed and are moving toward the main fight to help their side. Can they turn the tide of the battle? Which leader will take the mantle of might and will his soldiers to victory? And so you can see here, it's played on a long board. It's not short. It's not long side to long side. It's short side to short side. In the middle, there are 3 objectives: A, B, C, and then there are 2 points, 1 and 2. You can. At the end of a turn, if your infantry or command squad hold an objective, A, B, or C, you get a point. If you hold 1 or 2, you can cancel out a point from the enemy. The deployment, we're going to deploy up half of our guys on the board. The rest are going to come on on the first turn, like first wave and bolt action. And you can see the objective here. I'll post a link to the actual PDF in our YouTube thing, but I explained the objective, how to capture it. We're going to go 6 turns, roll randomly, just like normal. If you score if you score 2 points more than another player, then you win, kind of like in volleyball. There is always a guard die in the bag, the distortion dice, and once per game, if you have a squad that has the follow ability, you can give them mod 2. They're leading their forces into the battle, and they're being very heroic. All right, let's see what
Okay,
happens.
here we are after setup. We've got my guys all lined up here. We are allowed to deploy half our army. So I have one squad of my Ferals here, my Vardinari, my Nuhu, and my X-Launcher. These are all models that I wanted to have on the table right off the bat, first turn. Everything else has to come in from my edge. So I need to sprint the heck out of the rest of my infantry. Mike has 2 infiltrating squads. Both came up here. This one actually rolled a 1 on its agility roll, so they got to move an extra 2.5 inches into the terrain at the cost of taking a pin. That one failed its agility roll, so it took a pin anyway. Then the other 2 units are both back here. He's got the mag mortar there and just the X-Launcher right here. So we are about ready to start. We've got all of our order dice in the bag. There's 9 for Mike, 10 for me. And we are going to get on to turn 1. Bottom of turn 1. Let's start with the Freeborn side. My jet bikes came on from reserve, just screaming on so that Mike has to reroll his shots against them. It's usually a good trick with them to get right up in people's faces. My drone actually was one of the last things to activate in the turn, and that seems to always be the case with the disruption die, that it waits to the end of the turn to come out, and the only thing I could put it on was the drone. He came on, shot at Mike's guys in the middle there. Did kill 2 of them, put a pin on them, but that was about it. My Vardinari got gripped. I hate that as my least favorite round because it always works against me. My Nuhu came running up, took a shot at the guys over there with their intel stabs. They did make the 2+, the 2 or less needed to survive that shot. Put a pin on them. Mike had a whole bunch of guys sprinting and not a lot of passing on his agility roll, so he got pins on his guys from sprinting all over the place. I got 2 actually from this squad that came on from reserve, so they have 2 pins. The rest of my guys are all good. They have 1. And that's about it for me. Over here, the infiltrators came up. Like I said, they took a pin from a sprint and got another pin from a shot. His skimmer came on, sprinted on. He was the last thing to activate, both dice. Came sprinting on, and then took a fire order to shoot at my drone and missed on both times. Batter drones are pretty cool. And then these guys took a couple hits. Casualty 1 and a pin from sprinting and a pin from the shot. Pins, or no pins on them. No pins on those guys. 1 pin on those, and nothing on the mag mortar, who is in ambush. So he's waiting for something to show up. Mike scored a single point right here in the middle, and he's ready to turn off one of my points if I get it right here at the end of next turn. So we're going to move on to turn 2. I forgot, those guys actually, Mike tried to give them an order. They failed their command check and went down as a result, and then he used the get back up strategic card, or whatever they're called. What are they called? Army benefits?
Army option.
Army options. Usually the get up army option to put them back in the fight, so they have 1 pin left and they are no longer down. All right, here we are after turn 2. This turn had a lot of really cool stuff. It really shows off some of the cool things that this game brings to the table. It started off by me pulling the order dice for the jet bikes out of the bag. Because they were sprinting and they're fast, they get to actually decide to activate first at the beginning of the next turn if they want to. And they did. So they came around and charged into, or launched an assault against the infiltrators who were right there. Mike chose to stand and fire with a fire order, and he whiffed on every shot, so no pins put on me. I actually didn't kill any of his guys with the no, I'm sorry, I did. I killed 2 of his guys with the shooting. And then, because I was fast also, before the actual assault phase, I decided to break off. So I just turned him and ran him back and hit him into cover. His guys consolidated a little bit, moved around right in there. And then my Nuhu got the next order, charged in there again, and they wiped them out. They beat the crap out of them. They were destroyed. So my Nuhu then kind of consolidated on that objective. I actually rolled a 10, though, to try to get them into the cover so they couldn't move, but they were already in a little bit, so that helped. Part of the way we play cover is they're in it. If they got a toe on it, they're in the cover for the whole piece. Like all these pieces are considered to be full cover. Anyway, Mike realized he had kind of cheated with his skimmer. He sprinted him on the table last turn when he realized he shouldn't have. So we moved him back a little bit. Didn't change the outcome because he missed on all his shots. He started opening up on my skimmer, which he missed with the first shot. And then I hid behind the barricade until the very last order. Mike did give him an ambush order, though. So when I popped around the corner, he did take a shot. Hit me with a 1, but I failed my res roll. So my skimmer's got a single pin on it, and that's it. I dropped a whole bunch of pins on these guys. They had 4 from some net ammo and some shots from my my ferals over here. At the end of the turn, they rallied 2 of them off, which is really good. The command squad got hit by my drone, some plasma cannon and plasma light support shots, and then otherwise we got a lot of stuff moving around, a lot of stuff getting closer. Mike failed a couple command rolls with these guys, that's why they're still sitting there. That was good for me. He tried to shoot my Nuhu with the mag mortar. He did hit me 5 times with the mortar, and I rolled 3 10s on my res tests. But because I have leader 3, I just was able to re-roll those and shrug all the hits off. But they did have 2 pins on them, which actually came into play because at the end of the turn, I failed my command check to take those pins off. I got 1 off, but I lost one of my down. So one of their orders actually has to be spent going down with them this turn, which is gonna hurt. They're in a little bit of a pickle. It is nice though being able to make them go down to protect them, so to reroll the hits against them is good. End of the turn bookkeeping though, we had Mike with 1 objective, but I'm canceling it out with the Nuhu right there, and I have 1 with the Pharaoh. So we are tied 1-1 after 2 turns, going into turn 3. Turn 3 started out with me moving my jet bikes around the corner. I gave him the first activation and shot at this squad right here. Then they engage in a firefight back. I'm sorry, these guys right here. Engage in a firefight back. Killed one of my bikes. I killed 2 of his guys, put a pin on him. So it was kind of an even... Yeah, actually, I think Mike got a little bit better deal out of that. My Nuhu went down. We're still down. And then activated to shoot at this squad with their intel stabs. Whiffed on both of them, but I didn't blow the staff out. One of them actually hit the skimmer, didn't do anything. It was kind of neat. I scattered that far back. Then they activated again, and along with some other shots, managed to finish off the command squad that had run up here to grab that center objective. They got the mod 3 this turn from the scenario, which was awesome. Those Pharaohs ran up here to grab that objective to turn off one of Mike's points. My Vardnari finally made an agility test to get moving, so they ran away from the grip, which of course disappeared at the end of the turn. That was awesome. Those Pharaohs got the disruption die. They just went down right on the objective. That was a good place for them to be. And then my Pharaoh squad over here ran to take the command squad's post on that center objective. The skimmer and drone exchanged some shots. I got missed with all my shots, and then I put 2 pins on the drone and killed his batter drone. I'm sorry, the skimmer, and then killed the batter drone as well. That was about it. Mike had some just bad rolls with command checks. Rolled a 10 for these guys. They stayed down. These guys didn't move anything last turn. They stayed down again. It was just awful. His whole army is just kind of just standing put while I'm advancing across the table, scoring some points. So this turn I actually got 1 point for the center one and 1 point from that one. Mike would have 1 point here, but I turned it off with my ferals. So I am up 3-1. We're going to go into turn 4. Actually, and the only thing Mike has down is this unit. They're still down. Everything else is back up and ready to go. All my stuff is good. And I'm only down a few models. 1 bike and 3 of my ferals right there in the middle. Turn 4 coming up. All right, here we are in the middle of turn 4. The game is actually over. I got the first 2 orders of the turn, and I used them to activate my drone twice. The first time he just advanced into range and blew up Mike's striker, or his not striker, his skimmer. I got 1 hit with the plasma cannon, 2 hits with light supports, and he rolls 3 10s and just pinned it completely out. I did so many pins. I mobilized it. It didn't blow up, but he had 8 pins on him at the end of all that, and he was out of the game. The second shots, actually, I tried to knock out some of the infantry in that squad, which paid off because then my Nuhu came out, shot at them, and then charged them and killed them in combat. One of my staff is burned out, and I have 3 pins on me from some damage results in combat because he got a lucky 10 through, which I rolled actually re-rolled with my leader roll and got another 10. So super lucky hit, but they're still kicking, and they're actually still going to be pretty effective through the game if the game were going to keep going on. But taking that unit out pulled Mike down to only 4 order dice out of his original 9, which puts him at below half, which means that he is broken out of the game. I haven't lost a single. Actually, I only lost 4 models. 3. Yeah, 3 models. I lost 3 ferals, which their job is to go forth and die, and a jet bike. So I feel pretty good about that. The Vardnari still made me mad because they didn't do anything, but definitely models of the match. The Nuhu kind of pushing up here in the corner and drawing a lot of fire. The jet bikes were fun. The tricks that they were able to do paid off. But the drone, soaking up those mag cannon shots from the the skimmer and then just spraying plasma everywhere was real cool. Actually, you know what else? Honestly, the X launcher, dropping that net ammo on that infiltrator squad and keeping him there the whole game. That really was very helpful because I don't think they spent the entire game with less than 4 pins.
It was bad.
It was bad, and you actually rolled really well to get them rallied. That was the one group that rallied every turn. So, ugly stuff, but a good game. Even though it was kind of lopsided, it was still a really good game. So thanks for watching. Check out our stuff on the Freshco's Facebook page, Gates of Antares Facebook page. Look for more stuff from us coming up in the next few months with the Gates of Antares project. And thanks for watching.